In ancient Rome, becoming a gladiator rarely began with glory. It began with capture. Many gladiators were slaves taken in war. Gauls, Thracians, Germans, soldiers who fought Rome and lost. Others were criminals, debtors, or men sold by their own families. Once condemned, their fate was sealed. They were marched in chains to a ludus, a gladiator training school, owned by a lanista, a man who treated human beings like livestock. One of these men was Spartacus, a former soldier captured and sold into the system. The ludus was part prison, part factory. Gladiators slept in tiny stone cells, locked at night. They trained every day, often from sunrise to exhaustion. But training wasn't random brutality. It was precise and professional. Fighters drilled against wooden posts called palus, striking thousands of times. Weapons were twice as heavy as real ones to build strength. Movements were repeated until they became automatic. They learned how to kill efficiently, survive injuries, and most importantly, entertain. Diet was controlled, medical care was advanced. A dead gladiator meant lost money. They were trained not to die quickly, but to fight well. When ready, gladiators were sent to the arena. Despite the movies, this wasn't chaos. Fights were carefully matched. Shield versus sword, heavy armor versus speed, experience versus rising talent. The goal was drama, not slaughter. Most fights ended with one man wounded, beaten, and forced to surrender. The crowd, or the sponsor, decided mercy or death. A skilled gladiator could survive dozens of fights. Gladiators did not fight wildly. They fought low and controlled, targeting legs, neck, and exposed joints, saving energy because exhaustion killed faster than blades. Pain was expected. Fear was trained out of them. A fallen gladiator raised one finger, the signal of surrender. The crowd roared for life or death. Animals were part of the arena, but usually not against gladiators. Lions, bears, and leopards were reserved for bestiari, specialist animal fighters or condemned prisoners, often unarmed. These were executions, not sport. By the time gladiators entered the sand in the afternoon, the arena had already seen blood. A successful gladiator became famous. Fame brought danger. Men like Spartacus learned that survival in the arena didn't mean freedom. It meant control. And for some, the skills learned to entertain Rome became weapons to fight Rome itself. Gladiator schools did not train men to be free. They trained them to fight, endure, and obey. But once trained, they were some of the most dangerous men in the ancient world.